Team, let's get right to it. You see this chart up on the screen. I'm going to do the G major bar. We're going to do a D5 with the root note on the A right here to an inversion triad. Now, the reason I'm making this video is it's a supplemental video to one I made a few days ago. People got confused, so I'm going to break it down even slower. Now, if you look at this G major chart, this is how you really want to learn your guitar neck. Exercise is just like this. You see how I have highlighted in green? I have the G major bar chord. It's right there. G, D, G, B, D, G, okay? So you got that? Let's move on to the next thing. Inside the yellow box, we have the G major scale. Look, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now, why did I emphasize F sharp? Well, because it's the 7, but it's also the only sharp in the key of G. Otherwise, G is a real clean scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. I'm very aware of all the sharps and flats in the different keys, and then it helps me when I'm improvising, okay? Now, inside of that, even further, we have the triad. Look at the shape. So on the D, G, and B string, which I have a whole bunch of videos, I'll link one at the end on triads, D, G, B. I'm gonna build this triad set next, actually, okay? So we have G, B, D. Now, what do you notice on the chart? I wrote 1, 3, 5. I wrote 1 in red, 3 in blue, 5 in black, and I wrote triad. We're up talking in the top left part of this chart. Now, that's because the root has a red circle. The third has a blue circle, and the fifth has a black circle, so G, B, D. So you could sit on the couch tonight and just go G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D, G, B, D. Now, that's an exercise. Are we really making music yet? Not yet, but we'll get to that. All right, so you've got the bar, you've got the scale, and you've got the triad. Now, 2 more important elements I want to show you about the scale. Now, if you notice, we're starting on the low E, right? Now, I'm starting that scale with my second finger, which is my middle finger, okay? And I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna talk about the fingers. This is the 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 finger, 4. I will always call it that. So I go 2, 4, 1, 2, 4 on the A string, and on the D string, 1, 3, 4. This is major scale 101. You need to know these, okay? So da 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 da. Okay, and then try this. See if you can create like a cool little groove or an inch or a little riff out of the major scale, like. Now be aware that 7's a very colorful tone. So watch, if I played root, third, 7th. See that? So just, you're getting ear training just by default. Now, again, I want you to show you something too. If I go to the bar chord real slow, I want you to realize the triad is inside of the bar chord. I will link a video at the end, but I'm building out this whole triad list, and I want you to burn these in your brain, okay, for all the majors and minors. Now, I'm playing the triad inside. When I'm fingering the bar chord, it's the pinky, the middle finger, and part of the bar down here in the B. But what you don't realize, so listen. But I'm playing it like this. This is the shape you really want to learn for just the simple triad. 1, 3, 5, G, B, D, G, B, D. Okay, you following me? G, B, drop a question if you aren't, all right? So what you want to do is now you want to take this, before we go on to the next chord, we want to try and make some music just with that 1 chord. So what's something we could do? Well, what if we did something with the triad to the bar? So let's do a little picking thing. Maybe we do something from the bar to the actual piece of the scale. You choose what pieces you want. Maybe just do the root, third, 4, and 5. So. To the triad. Now, that's a little stale because we're hanging on 1 chord, but this is how you do it. This is how you start learning the fretboard. So, G, A, B, C, D, E, E, F sharp. Just focus on that 7. G, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, G, B, D, triad, G, B, D, okay? There you go. So, there's that chart. Grab it, it's linked in the description. All right, now, in the video I'm gonna link at the end, which is a little more advanced, the progression goes G, to the C. The C major bar chord is gonna look exactly like this G one you're looking at. It's gonna have the same information, but you're gonna have a 3-chord progression. It'll be the 1, okay, 4, and then into the 5, meaning G, C, D. All right, let's look at the next chart. This one confused more people than I would, this one confused people the most. So if you look at this chart, now we're on the A string on the 5th fret, A string on the 5th fret, 1st finger, and what we're doing is we're playing the root note of D. And then I'm dropping a bar on the 7th fret on the D and G string. What is that? That's a power chord. Yes, I wrote power or a 5 chord, and it's D, A, D. These are the chords we learn when we're first learning to play guitar. They'll be useful forever. Some bands live off of these chords, all right, some artists. Now, same thing. In green, I just have, instead of a full bar, we're just playing a 1, 5, 1, meaning root, 5, octave. Octave is the same. Now, I also want you to pay attention. This is the tricky part. We have an F sharp up here on the 9th fret, and then we have the A and the D, okay, on the 7th fret. That's an inversion, okay? Because those 3 notes make up a D triad, but this is a first inversion because instead of going D, F sharp, A, like this, we're doing it like this. We're doing F sharp, A, D. We have the lowest fundamental note is the 3rd, or the blue circle note, right? F sharp. So, I'm gonna show you a really cool lick of how to play that, but first we're gonna show you the major scale out of this. So we've got D, E, now there's another F sharp, G, A, B, and there's another sharp in D, C sharp, D. So D has what? 2 sharps. It has D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, and D. So there's 2 sharps in the key of D. F sharp, right? You've got F sharp, and you've got C sharp. So you want to be keenly aware of those notes. But if you notice, the pattern is exactly the same. It's 2, 4, 1, 2, 4. I'm talking about my fingers, 1, 3, 4. So if I go back to the G, look, same pattern. The root note on the E, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Go to that D, 2, 4, from the root note on the A, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. You following me? All right, so here is the money move for the triad inversion. When you're on this bar chord, I want you to try this. This is pretty killer. You are going to take your 3rd finger, and we're gonna kind of slide into it like that. See, watch real slow. I lift my 3rd finger up, and I pick the E on the A string, so that's an E, but I slide into the triad inversion. You see that? So I go, see, real slow. I'm not really hanging out on the E. I'm just going, that's basically, I'm just sliding from that point into the triad. So it sounds like this. Okay, again. If you want, just do downstrokes. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Now, how could we make music doing something like that and then using part of the major scale, okay? Watch this. You could also do something where you start on the inversion and then go down to the bar like this. Version, 5 chord. Now let's see if we can throw the whole thing together with no charts. But just grab those charts, burn them in your brain, study them. This video's a little bit longer, but there's a lot of detail in here, okay? So let's take what I just showed you. We've got the major scale, we've got the bar chord, we got the triad. And here we got the 5 chord, we've got the major scale, and we've got the inverted triad, okay? So watch this. Triad, 2 5 chord, 2 inversion, 2 major scales. Okay. got that? So grab those charts, just go real slow, but when you run the scales, I want you to say the note names out loud, or at least say them inside your head, so when you're running this stuff, you're like, okay, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, D, E, F sharp, right? So just start running the scales. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And then see if you can grab that little triad thing, that little inversion. Even if you just sit there all night long and you go, okay, so not only you're learning all the notes on the fretboard, but then you're getting this really solid rhythmic practice at the same time to build that internal meter, because that's what music is. It's a combination. You gotta have the rhythm, right? Your rhythm's gotta have flow to it. The more you have flow to your rhythm, the easier everything else will happen. Okay, you can fill in the rest, but just see if you can keep a really tight rhythmic feel. So if you have to just stay on the G, it's like I'm on the couch right now. Look, I just sit there like this. Okay, just keep a nice tight rhythm. All right, I said enough. Grab the charts. Watch the video I'm gonna link here at the end that's gonna have the 3-chord progression. I do a little more in there, but this is what it is. You gotta connect the dots slowly over time and you're gonna get all of this. All right, hit that like button. I'll see you, we'll do something fun tomorrow. Watch the Music Theory Monday videos. That'll fill it in even further and it's gonna glue it all together. All right, peace.